Good morning. The Committee on Parole is reconvening at 9:33 a.m. We're at Elaine Hunt. The panel this morning seated in Baton Rouge is Pearl Wise. To my left is Mr. Roche. To my right is Mr. Freeman. We comprise your panel this morning. With the staff, Elaine Hunt, please announce yourselves.
Deputy Warden Jason Ross.
Pressfield Law, classification.
Assistant Warden Carl Thomas, Security.
Joe Buttress, Assistant Warden.
We thank y'all so much for accommodating us this morning. We're ready for our first case, sir. Will you give us your name and your DOC number?
Cody K, Fontenot 539976.
All right, Mr. Fontenot, Mr. Cody, let me explain the process. I'm going to read some information into the record. Afterwards, we're going to conduct an interview with you. I'll start with Mr. Freeman. He's assigned your case. After we finish our interview, our questions been asked. We're going to ask the staff there at Hunt to let us know whatever they want us to know about how you've been doing. And before we vote, you have the final say. We'll let you make a statement telling us whatever you want us to know, and then we'll render our decision. Do you understand the process?
Yes, ma'am.
Let me read this information into the record. Cody K Fontenot, number 59976. You're listed as a third offender. Your current offense is a simple burglary and theft of a motor vehicle, 2 counts. You were sentenced October the 20th of 2011. That supervision was revoked on September 23rd of 2015. And you were sentenced on July 28th of 2016. Your total DOC time is listed as 30 years. Your parole eligibility date reflects 2/4/2023. Your adjusted good time date is May 20th, 2045, and your full term date is August the 4th of 2045. Would that sound about right, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Would you answer, Mr. Freeman?
Okay, Mr. Fontenot, good morning.
Good morning.
How old are you, Mr. Fontenot?
40.
Okay, and how long have you served on these charges?
Right at 8 years.
Okay. Looks like to me, you may have had a drug or alcohol problem. Did you have a drug or alcohol problem?
Yes, sir. I had a drug problem.
Okay, do you consider yourself a drug addict?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever been to any long-term treatment?
I have been to Blue Walters program, the substance abuse. Yes, sir.
Okay, when did you complete the Blue Walters?
At the beginning of the sentence, I was ordered there by probation and parole in 2014, I believe August.
Okay, so it's been while you've been in jail for this sentence. Have you been out at all since you completed Blue Walters?
Just for a couple of months awaiting trial.
Okay, so you were just awaiting trial. You didn't pick up new charges after Blue Walters?
No, sir. That was part of the current charges that I had.
Okay. So what was all your crimes about? Was it to get money for drugs? I mean, it kind of looks like most of them were trying to get monetary gain.
Yes, sir.
So that's what it was about?
Yes, sir.
How old were you when you started using drugs?
I believe like 25.
Okay, because you got your record dates back to what, I think your first arrest, you were 18?
I'm not sure. I want to say, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're correct.
Okay, and you say you didn't start using drugs until 25?
Somewhere around there. Yes, sir.
What was your drug of choice?
Pills.
Pills, okay. Yeah, most of your crimes before 2007 were not monetary related, so that probably wasn't about drugs then. Okay, You know, I'm looking at your supervision record. It's a poor supervision record, I have to tell you. You've been revoked, what, 3 times you've been revoked?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you mean your probation was revoked, all because of new charges, it looks like. It's like you get put on probation or parole and you pick up a new charge. Is
Yes,
that
sir.
correct?
Yes, sir.
Also drug related?
Yes, sir.
Community attitude, the judge is opposed, district attorney is opposed, sheriff is opposed. No comment from the chief of police, unopposed is your sister. She says she has a rent house for you, unopposed is your father. Robert Manuel is unopposed. It doesn't say what relationship he is to you. Who's Mr. Manuel?
He's the one that got the theft of a motor vehicle and the simple burglary for.
Okay, so that's one of the victims is unopposed.
Yes, sir.
Your father's unopposed and he's one of your victims.
Yes, sir.
And Paul's Meat Market had no comment, but they would like restitution if you are released.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
The bank gave no comment. And they didn't mention anything about restitution. Okay? So,
Yes.
you know, the law enforcement, there's nothing you can do about that. It's kind of unusual that you have 2 victims that are unopposed. Of course, one of them is your father. So, that's how that goes. You do have a long criminal history. It dates back to 2001. What classes have you taken?
I've like I said at first, I've taken substance abuse. I've taken thinking for a change. I've taken victim awareness and victim accountability. I've just currently finished the 100-hour pre-release 1 and 2. And my parole here at Hunts.
Okay, let me ask you, what class you got the most out of? Your top 1 classes.
Thinking for a change.
Okay, and what did you learn from thinking for a change?
Prior to taking this class, I never stopped and thought before I acted, to be honest with you, and it really opened up my mind to really think before I speak, think before I act on behalf of the actions that can come behind it. And it just really opened my mind up to things that I never seen before. And that's really the best class that I can honestly say that has done the best for me. Because it really made me stop and think before I do anything.
Well, what is your transition plan? Where are you gonna live?
I believe the address is 2443 Ivy Lane, Ville Platte.
And who you gonna be living with?
It's gonna be one of my sister's rent house. I'm gonna be there. It's gonna be by myself. It's right next to my sister's house.
What are you gonna do to make money?
My brother-in-law owns a equipment rental and land development company. I'm gonna go run some equipment. And I also have a commercial refrigeration license, so I plan to further that as well.
Okay, what's gonna be your sobriety plan? What's gonna be when you get out? How you go stay sober?
For one, taking full accountability, as far as for myself, we have a local church that has, Celebrate Recovery, and I have an uncle that is there that's part of it, that is a recovering addict. That's gonna pretty much be, holding me accountable as well as my family. And And I plan, I have 3 beautiful granddaughters now, so I have to think of those as well. The actions that I not to go and repeat using drugs, but I know that I have to take it one day at a time, one moment at a time.
Your risk is low. Warden, what do you have to say about Mr. Fontenot?
Well, Mr. Fontenot just transferred to us about 6 months ago from the local level. And since being assigned here at Hunt, he did get put into work. He does have a job working on our compound maintenance on his housing unit. Haven't had any negative comments or anything about his work ethic or work performance. Looking at what I do have in front of me, he has completed the pre-release victim awareness and IC3 in the mock parole hearings here at Hunt. He doesn't have anything in his disciplinary record here at Hunt. And
Sorry, go ahead, Warden.
like I said, there's nothing negative from the supervisors that he worked with here at Hunt. So I think he, hit the ground running and is doing very positive things on Unit 2 compound where he's currently housed at Hunt.
Okay, have you ever had any write-ups since you've been in prison, Mr. Fontenot?
I think only one, and it was for being late while I was in work release, I believe, but I don't think it was like a high court.
Okay. Did you get put out of work release or?
Well, I did because at first I was sentenced to 17 years. And then I was brought, and that was in 2015. And then they brought me back in 16 and filed a habitual offender on me. And for 3 years, I was allowed in work release because the 30 years hadn't showed up.
And then it showed.
Yes, sir. Or I
Okay,
did.
where did you do your work release at?
Rayville, Richland Parish, and here East Baton Rouge Parish work release.
Okay. What kind of jobs you had in work release in East Baton Rouge?
East Baton Rouge, I worked right here in Gonzales for Dwayne Pittman, Thermal Solutions, and I was there for X amount of months.
Okay, I'm very glad to hear that you did not get any write-ups or any positive urine screens while you was in work release. We all know that drugs are easy to get once you get to work release. So it does take a lot of willpower. I have no further questions, Ms. Wise. I'll have a recommendation. Please.
Mr. Fontenot, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, why were you removed from East Baton Rouge work release?
Because the 30-year sentence showed up. And
I see a disciplinary write-up.
yes, sir, that was because I was late for work.
That was in 19.
Yes, sir.
You weren't removed because you had 30 years sentence. You were removed because you had a disciplinary write-up. Because a week after you got that write-up, you were transferred to Franklin.
Sir, repeat that.
I said you did not get removed from work release because of the 30-year sentence. You got released because you had a disciplinary write-up, but you were transferred to Franklin a week later. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, you went to Blue Walters and Richwood, and you were only at Blue Walters for 2 months. Did you complete the program?
Yes, yes, sir.
Completed the Blue Walters program in 2 months.
It was the 84-day program.
And that was before you trial.
Yes, sir. It's whenever they initially arrested me on these charges. my parole officer, Damian Gilry, referred that I go there.
And you got removed from work release because you were late.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Cody, the records show you have 14 years of education. Tell me
Yes.
about your education.
I graduated high school at Ville Platte High School, and then I have 2 years at Charles B. Correll campus for HVAC and refrigeration.
Oh, did you ever use those skills?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you ever use those skills?
Yes, ma'am. I've been doing that since I'm like 19.
Okay, good, good. So you had skills. Your one of your victims was your father. Is that
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
So what was going on what was going on? Do you remember who that person was?
Yes, very much so. Be honest with you, 2006, I lost my mom. And
I'm sorry for your loss, sir. I'm sorry.
she was like my stronghold. And I just gave up. And I needed these last 8 years, to be honest with you, in order to find myself. And
Were your fathers together when she passed?
no.
Okay.
I just kept running from the situation with a divorce and losing my mom and just various things, you know. I never took heed of nothing I was doing. I didn't care who I was hurting in the process. And after losing everybody, and coming here, I was able to find myself again. And excuse me, and love myself again.
Good.
And,
Good, good. And I do want to say on the record that both of your victims are unopposed to your early release. I just think it's important that you hear that. That includes your father and the other victim of property crime. They're unopposed to your early release. That's all I had.
Mr. Woodman's fine. Mr. Fontenot, I'm looking at your rap sheet. In January 2008, you were arrested for aggravated battery, intentional serious bodily injury, simple criminal damage to property, and cruelty to a juvenile. Tell me what happened.
I went to my ex-wife's house at the time to get some of my belongings. And to be honest with you, my ex-father-in-law got involved and created a lie of some, which, you know, not saying that all of it was a lie, but made me out to look worse than what I was. And then, as you can see on my record, that it was proven otherwise, that I didn't do no aggravated offense or none of that, that I did get convicted with I think it's a home
Unauthorized entry into an inhabited dwelling.
yes, sir.
And then you got probation, and then you were revoked. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Fontenot.
Thank you.
Any other questions? All right, Mr. Fontenot, what do you want us to know? Make your final statement.
Like I said before, my crime, my drug use began whenever I lost my mom. And like I said, I just ran like with my head cut off. I was just lost in life, you know, because she was my stronghold. She's the one that raised me. And after losing her and losing everybody else in my family, and several times getting revoked And after this sentence and scaring me over this time, I really had to change my avenue of life and my thinking, and these programs are most definitely helping and the people along the way, that without a shadow of doubt in my mind. But I can honestly say today, I not only have my family back in my life, but I have 3 beautiful little girls. And I'm just asking that y'all allow me to go home and restart my life with those babies that I ain't even been able to hold yet. And prove to my community that I can be who I started out to be. And prove to my dad and them and to the sheriff and everybody else that I can be a productive citizen, because I have intentions on really starting back my air conditioning business. And I'm gonna be doing a majority of the work there. So I have to be accountable not only to my family, but as to the community as well, because I'm gonna be working for them. That's all I have to say, and I thank y'all for this opportunity.
I think you said, well said, you thought about that, and that's where you had the training though, so you knew how to do that, good. Panel ready to vote?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Freeman?
Okay, Mr. Fontenot, I think you've basically been totally honest today. Besides the little thing with the work release, but they did send you to another one. And being late for work, usually they don't ship you for that, but obviously they must have. But I'm gonna take a chance on you, Mr. Fontenot. I think your head's in the right place. I think you have a lot of family support. I wish some of them would have showed up here today, speak on your behalf. So my vote is to grant with the special conditions that you pay restitution in the amount of $377.94 to Miss Tammy. Attend 3 AA meetings a week. Random drug screens by probation and parole. And you attend the Celebrate Recovery program at the church. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Freeman. Mr. Roche?
Mr. Fontenot,
Yes, sir.
I was on a board before this hearing. I looked at your information and I said, remove from transitional work program, had Blue Walters. There was some concerns that I had about your performance on supervision in the past.
Yes, sir.
But after interviewing you, listening to your statements during the interview, I think I'm willing to give you a chance.
Yes, sir.
You're a third felony offender, Mr. Fontenot. If you ever convicted again, you'll serve a lot more time than 8 years next time.
Yes, sir.
Want to go home and enjoy those 3 granddaughters? You want to help your father? You want to help your family? And the only way you can do that is to follow the rules and regulations. You'll be on supervision for a very long time. You have what, 22 years left on your sentence?
Yes, sir.
And you'll be on supervision for a very long time. Please take advantage of this opportunity. My
Yes.
vote, same, the same condition.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
Roche. Mr. Cody, I see you're totally different. You only been at Hunt since February. You only have 75 days of programming. There are a lot more opportunities you can take advantage of before you're on the street. For me, my vote is a deny because you need more programs and they are available at Hunt. You need grief counseling. You also have law enforcement opposition and poor supervision history. And I am, and reapply when you're eligible and invite your family members to be here, at the hearing. But that is my vote. I don't know if he's eligible for 2/3, what they're gonna tell us.
In the high school diploma,
Yeah, yes, he has high school diploma.
have you completed pre-release?
That's it.
Yes,
He has
sir.
a-
If you taken anger management,
Sir,
if you taken anger management,
He's taking pre-release. I see that.
okay,
yes, sir, 1 and 2.
Yeah, you taking that.
no, I'm talking about anger management.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes,
I don't see it. I don't see that.
wait 1 second. Just give us a second.
I don't have it in my notes. I'm sorry.
But it's not about it.
Yeah, it's not about it.
That's. You don't have to-
No, I ain't gonna.
No, what I'm saying, it's not about offense. 1 second. Just 1 second.
Yeah, he's taking re-entry 1 and 2.
Okay, it's not about an offense. He's has a GED, completed pre-release as a low risk assessment. He's eligible.
Y'all see this? Okay. So, sir, you are eligible. Your parole has been granted today in a vote of 2-1. Best wishes to you, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. That's it.